My city is Montreal right now. It has been for the last little while, but I was actually born and raised in Vancouver, BC, Steventon specifically, which is a little, it's a place where I've always told people it's where your parents either were into fishing or they worked in the airlines. So my name is Clare Li, and I am on the leadership team, and I try to volunteer any type of input or insight and perspective from the way that I'm living. I went to Montreal actually to try something different. I was told always that Vancouver is a beautiful city, which it absolutely is, and I always thought that it was one of the best cities in the world. But if you've never left that city, how do you know it's the best? So I packed up one day and moved to Quebec City and started going to University of Laval. I learned a new language, which is French, and then I moved to Chicoutimi. And then I moved to Montreal to finish off my undergrad education at Concordia University. So Disability Without Poverty is this great organization that I got involved with, mostly because I heard about it from Luca Lazy Legs Patwali, who is someone that I used to work with and helping him organize ill abilities. And we were speaking, I think it was sometime during the pandemic, and he said, I'm involved with this great organization of people with disabilities that are looking to bring about rallying support for the Canadian Disability Benefit. And I said, oh, that sounds like a great thing. And just to backtrack a little bit of a conversation, it was something that I wanted to be involved with because it's something that I strongly believe in order to provide a bit more assistance and, I don't know how you'd say it, like a cushion for people with disabilities in order to watch them flourish. So it seemed very much in line with what I thought would be interesting. And so when I met with everybody, what I noticed was that everybody had all these amazing different backgrounds and stories, and they all came together to support the similar cause, what we all believe in, which is that people with disabilities have the ability to participate in society fully and to bring about whatever uniqueness that they have. And really, realistically, I find it's just about enriching society. So I have multiple invisible disabilities, all centering around autoimmune conditions. Psoriatic arthritis and ankylosing spondylitis is two of them. I'm also currently a stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I don't even know what you'd say, like person. But I'm currently going through treatment, and one of the goals of metastatic breast cancer research is to prolong your life. So if you think about moving cancer away from dying and living, then all of a sudden you have a chronic illness rather than a disease that can potentially kill you. So when you look at it from that standpoint and you think about what are barriers in life, if we talk about a person with a disability, it's just that they have to overcome certain barriers. And if that's the case, this makes the most amount of sense to try to get a Canadian disability benefit to support. And if I can do amazing things right now with financial support, then think about all the people out there that may not be able to work but are looking for that same type of financial support. And I think that it's important to take that stress away and help them flourish. As I mentioned before, it's really important to take away these types of stresses and build a different way of looking at life. We want Bill C-22 to pass. We wanted it fast-tracked, and we want to be able to get money in the hands of Canadians with disabilities, particularly those that are living in poverty, and to help lift them up. It's super important because I think that having the financial means is going to give you that baseline of being able to meet your basic needs, and I think that this is going to be the thing that does it. It has to be a supplementary income, and it can't be a replacement income of what they already have today. To me, it is about the money, because I think that financially speaking, I don't know what the exact terms of this the amounts and whatnot. But what's important to me is that whatever it is, it's going to give them a little bit of an extra. So the whole idea behind Bill C-22 for me is giving somebody the opportunity to bring about themselves in a better and different way. I think that every single person in our society has something to offer the world. Every single person. Whatever your goals and dreams are, being able to put aside some of these things that you're thinking about, whether it be about the medication, whether it's about a different type of less reactive treatment, allowing you to flourish in a different manner. So whatever your goals and dreams are, it's going to affect society as a whole. And I think that one of the things that's missing in society today is for people with disabilities to have better representation. And I don't mean representation as, here's this one person that has a disability, but it's about what they're saying and what they're doing. And from what I understood about Bill C-22 is really, for me, it is about the money. It is about putting that money into the hands directly and allowing them to have a different look at life. You definitely won't think that it should be happening right now, especially since we just lived through the pandemic. I mean, in my mind, it isn't fully over yet, but we reacted so quickly for people across Canada, and we put CERB into place so quickly. And even at that, from what I understood, I never participated in CERB. I was working full-time at the time, and I was fortunate to have a job. But we gave access to $2,000 a month. And that's huge when, at that time, when CERB was going on, I actually had no idea what people with disabilities what that disability amounts were. But once I started working with Disability Without Poverty, I started seeing across the provinces what we're actually talking about in terms of dollar figures, and knowing, even for myself, knowing exactly what it takes for me to do my day-to-day living. I can't imagine what it'd be like to have that amount. So it's 2022. We've gone through 2 years of the pandemic, and my question is, how is it possible that this is still not a thing? And even for me, we see inflation happening, and you see all the prices of food, and my rent's going up and all that, and I find it incredible that we don't have something in place, that we don't even account for inflation, and what are we expecting people to do? It's the first time I've ever participated in anything like this, so that was new. I was nervous because I was also presenting one of the MPs. But what was kind of incredible for me is to see all of these people come together and having them just voice that this is important to them, that it's not just about telling more stories, it's not about, telling these things. It's just that they already recognize there's more and more people with disabilities, and I don't think that there's necessarily more people with disabilities, but it's changing our society in the sense of being disabled is not a dirty word, if you will. So more and more people are more comfortable to recognize that, and the recognition of having a disability shouldn't in the first place, but it's being more and more acceptable to say it and be okay about it and still know that you're going to participate in society. So I think more and more people are self-identifying, self-recognizing, I have a barrier, but I can still be successful. I have a barrier and I can still accomplish certain things. And everybody is coming together and saying, if this is actually accurate, this is actually happening. And I think these MPs probably all understand and know somebody with a disability. And this is the reason why we're all together on this. It's to recognize that we've come to a point in time where it's not acceptable to not adjust for equity, I guess. Is that sort of what I was thinking about? It's not okay to to leave people behind. It's not okay to not provide that for everybody, to really bring everybody up to the same playing field, and I think that's what's most important. Well, I don't know a whole lot about politics, so this is my first time understanding. I've been reading a lot about it, and this is another great thing about working with Disability Without Poverty is there's so many knowledgeable people that have been guiding me along the way. So I think I'm going to go to West Block today to watch the vote, and if it means that we're fast tracking this, if it means that this could be passed quicker, my hopes is that it'll get the money into people's hands a lot faster as well too. So I am not an expert in politics, and I do not know a whole lot about government and how bills get passed, but I'm certainly learning a lot about it, and to be here today especially with all the different members of Disability Without Poverty is kind of interesting and super just exciting. I think it's an exciting time to be here. So I am also excitedly nervous about the rally tomorrow. I will be speaking at it. It'll be the first time speaking at a rally. Have a speech going on. I'm excited to see the support. I think ultimately, it's really exciting to see people come out and supporting what they believe in. I spoke to the MPs last night, and they said that they will be at the rally as well too. And I'm really hoping that after today's vote, it will definitely be a bigger celebration. And this is something that I think is important to make all Canadians aware of, that these are things that are happening in real time today and tomorrow. And so being able to participate in that, being able to speak up for others. Rabia said yesterday, which I thought was really cool, is that one story can represent thousands of stories. So I'm looking forward to telling my story as part of one of the rally speeches, but ultimately I think it's just such a rewarding feeling to really come together with everybody and know that we all have the same common goals and get this going.